What's up, everyone? Train Freak here, and today I have a layout update for you. This looks like it's been destructed, and that's because, well, it has in a way. So this is the Sawmill complex, or where it's going, and I think the last video that you saw, there was an empty sheet of plywood here, so I had two empty holes. And I said, use your imagination. We're going to have a river come this way into a holding pond. We'll have a little levee here. And then we'll have a couple of overflow pipes come out of the levee and shoot off to the front of the layout right here. What I will come back and do later, not anytime soon, is I'll take this out, this piece of wood, I'll cut it out, and we'll put in a trestle. I think a trestle with a couple of wooden retaining walls might look really good. Not too sure yet. Something for me to figure out later. But so this is what it looks like. So let me do some explanation, because right now you're kind of like, well, yeah. You don't have any other extra scenery in there, so it makes it a little harder to visualize. So this area right here is going to have a hill, kind of like that hill there. And so by the time I put the hill there and the trees, you won't see this part of the river. It's going to look like it's going off the layout. Kind of like right now, you see this hole, but you don't see the hole right there. Yeah, there's a hole behind that dark green tree. I don't know if you can still see it or not, because the whole purpose of it was to hide it. And that's where the trains come out of staging. So of course I'll have trees on the white unpainted hill. Have a little river scene going this way. I'll have some logs in it so it looks like they're kind of floating down. We'll have a kind of a hilly area here. Not too sure what all I'll put in it. Definitely some trees. I might put a house in there. I might just leave it hills with trees. Not too sure. But have it coming in, and this is going to be not all the way full of water, but mostly full. Right here you can see where it's a straight cut. And I can't grab it because it's way over there. But this is where the log conveyor rests. It rests right here. And it's got pieces that go down in the water, and so that will go right here in this spot. And then of course the debarker into the Sawmill complex. I've moved everything out of the way for the time being because I was being extremely destructive. But like I said, the whole purpose is water comes this way, the logs hold up in the pond. There will be a couple of overflow pipes, so it'll be pipes that are up, you know, and then they elbow or 90, and then they'll come out right here. And then of course I'll have to get those pipes put in before I plaster. So not too sure when that will be. On this side here, the whole river bottom is going to be this rock stuff. So I got this at Michael's, and I have to give a huge shout out to Derail Daryl on this one, because this is what he used on his layout. It looks like riprap. And man, does it look good. If he has not shown that on his layout, or if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go ask him, show me the part of the layout where you got the riprap. Because what I'm going to have is, it's going to be kind of like, this is a levee. So I want the riprap along the whole angled portion of this levee here, okay? Or kind of like a levee dam. I mean, basically it's a dam. But, you know, with overflow pipes come out, so they had to put in a levee. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the layout update now. I still got to put in the aluminum screen, so that's just window screen that I cut up in sections. And, you know, y'all seen some of my videos in the past, and if not, go look. I've got videos showing how I've done this technique in the past. But basically, I'll come back, fill it in with some plaster of Paris, you know, scoop it out, The paint will get the regular PPG ponytail on the top. But I've got some really, really dark paint, and I don't remember what that color was. It was given to me, and I said, yeah, that'll work really good for muddy brown. Because even though the water is flowing nice and clear down here, but see, everything up here, all that silt is being moved down, and that silt is being collected because the water flows from the top into the overflow pipes. Or sometimes they call them a glory hole. But yeah. So, I know, real short update. Not really a lot. I mean, this is a lot of work. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not, I don't really have a lot to share. So, that's just kind of where we're at. But I've been doing some talking with other YouTubers on things that I am looking for. I am trying to find a crane that's on skid tracks. So that way, with a claw for a, to pick up pulpwood out of the pulpwood cars, load on the conveyor. So I am trying to find some stuff like that as well. I do need to start looking for actual logs because I want this pond kind of full of logs. Not completely full, but I do want them floating around in there. And I do want them floating coming down the river too. So it does look like they are coming down the river as well. So those are some materials that I am looking for. And then of course some brass. I'm probably going to end up using brass tubing or aluminum tubing if I can find some elbows. I don't know if they make them or not. If not, what I'll have to do is cut them at a 45 and then solder them together, because the 45-degree joint you're not going to see. It's going to be under the water. So, because what I want to try to do is have some of that Envirotex light go down in the pipe and it make it look like it's coming out of the pipe on the bottom section here. So, and I don't know what I'm going to use to make a trestle. I know I don't want this. I just left it for the time being. So I'll come and cut that out later and plaster patch it, and yeah. So, alright. Well, other than that, that's all I've got for this update. So, I always ask, hit that subscribe button if you like what I'm doing. If you want to continue seeing what I'm doing, hit that bell shaded in so that way you will be notified on the next video. And it's probably going to end up being my wife, Miss Freak, doing some operations, because I had a poll on my community page, and you can still go vote if you want to, and it's pretty convincing that everybody wants to see her do an operations video. So that might be the next video that I do, or it could be part of this scene here. So, and then of course, huge thank you to the extended channel members, those who go above and beyond. That gets to see some cool behind the scenes photos and stuff. I do like to share stuff like that. And so if you're interested in becoming a channel member, go check out my perks. But yeah, so other than that, y'all be safe out there. I wish y'all a great week and happy railroading.